Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 4th of February 1980, and the title is Baba, the Bestower of Fortune and the Fortunate Children. Today, Baba, the Bestower of Knowledge and Fortune, is seeing the fortune of you children. The fortune of you elevated children is so elevated. How is it elevated? When you give the Father's introduction, you mention 6 things with which you make his introduction clear. When you souls know these 6 things, you become able to claim an elevated status. You can claim a right to all attainments of both the present time and the future. Similarly, Bap-Dada can see the fortune of you children in 6 ways. Do you know these 6 things very well? The name of you elevated Brahmins is also your fortune. Even now, all souls of the world still speak of your name, of the Brahmin top knot. On the basis of your Brahmin name, even in this last period of time, Brahmins are still considered to be elevated. Even though their work has changed, they are still given respect on the basis of their name. In the same way, even today, disheartened souls encourage themselves by thinking that they too can become as victorious as the 5 Pandavas did through having the Father's company. They think it doesn't matter that they are few in numbers, but the Pandavas have always been victorious. We too can become victorious. The name of the Gops and Gopis is also used in the same way. Even today, when the name Gops and Gopis is mentioned, people begin to experience great happiness. As soon as they hear this name, they become lost in love. In the same way, your name is also your fortune. Your form is also your fortune. In order to have a glimpse of your Shakti form, devotees still endure a great deal of heat or cold. Here, at least you are comfortable. There, those people do tapasya while just standing between the earth and sky. You also have the fortune of being worshipped in your Shakti form and as deities. You become worthy of being worshipped in both forms. Therefore, your form is also remembered and worshipped. You have the fortune of being especially worshipped. You have the fortune of virtues. Even today, that form of yours is remembered in the devotional songs they sing. They sing these in such a way that even that temporary influence of the praise of your virtues gives those who sing this praise an experience of peace, happiness, and bliss. This is the fortune of virtues. Now, let's move on. The fortune of your task. People still celebrate many different festivals. All of you elevated task souls have given many souls enthusiasm in many different ways. The celebration of all the different festivals symbolizes the fortune of your task. Now, let's move on. Your place of residence. Your place of residence is this land in which you reside. The memorial of this is a pilgrimage place. Your place of residence has such fortune that this place has become a pilgrimage place. Even the mud here has so much fortune. People consider themselves to be very fortunate if they are able to have a tilak of the mud of this pilgrimage place applied to them. This is the fortune of your place. Let's move on. The fortune of the period of the confluence age is especially remembered in the form of Amrit Vela. Amrit Vela means the time to become immortal by drinking the nectar, as well as that this iron age is also the most auspicious confluence age of righteousness and charity. Even the time of dusk is known as the time of elevated fortune. The praise of all these different times is the praise of this time of yours. So, do you now understand your elevated fortune? Today, Bap Dada was looking at the fortune of all you children on the basis of these 6 things. He was seeing to what percentage you have created your fortune in each of these 6 aspects. To what extent you remain aware of your elevated name. For how long you maintain this awareness, in which stage you stay most of the time, to what extent you remain in your powerful stage of a deity with divine virtues and a master almighty authority. Baba looked at the result of everything in this way. You have been told that in the subtle region, Baba doesn't need to make any effort to check all of this. As soon as Baba has that thought, each one's total summary of everything emerges. Baba doesn't need to labor over this as human beings have to do in the corporeal world. A refined form of all scientific instruments that are being invented today already exist there. The TV has only recently been invented, but at the beginning of establishment, all of you children were shown scenes of the future corporeal world in the subtle region. Scientists are now working very hard and are even trying to reach the stars. They didn't find anything on the moon and so are now trying to reach the stars. Even so, just as each of you children definitely receives the fruit of your efforts, so they will definitely receive some temporary happiness of name, fame, respect, and success. They are also under the influence of the drama. That is, they are under the influence of their part. It has been remembered that the elements presented platefuls of diamonds and jewels to the gods and goddesses. The earth and the sea will be your servants and collect together all the gold, diamonds, and jewels that have been distributed everywhere. This is what is meant by presenting platefuls. Everything that has spread everywhere will come together and be presented on a plate to you. So Bharat and the neighboring lands will become the plates. They will be your servants and serve all of this to you, the masters of the world. Similarly, all your attainments will be the servants of you deities. All your various types of success you have attained through all your various methods, everything attained through the refinement of science. Every form of success will become your servants. At the moment, as well as attainments, there are also accidents. However, when those attainments are refined, all the causes of sorrow will end and will take the form of constant happiness and success. All the different departments will use all the success of their knowledge and their inventions to serve you. This is what is meant by nature being your servant and serving you with all attainments. As soon as you make a request, that request is fulfilled. This is called being an embodiment of all attainments and success. So, do you understand how great your fortune is? Souls sing praise of the fortune of the Father, but it is the Father who sings the praise of your fortune. There has neither been nor can there ever be any fortune greater than this. Everyone's star of fortune can now be seen, just as those stars can be clearly seen, so too, now see the constantly sparkling star of your fortune. To such elevated fortune souls, to all the souls who have conquered nature and made nature their servants, and who are instruments to create the fortune of all souls, to those who become the master almighty authorities, and who on the basis of all powers attain all attainments, to those who are constantly almighty authorities, world benefactor souls, who bestow to all souls of the world this great donation and blessings. To such children of the bestower of fortune, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Unlimited service means to make the atmosphere powerful. Baba speaking to instrument teachers. The special service of you serviceable children is to keep yourselves overflowing and make others the same, to remain an embodiment of power and make others the same. So, are you busy doing your duty? Even 7-day-old students can give the course or give a lecture. However, you have to do something that no one else can do. You have been made instruments to carry out a special task. This special task is to fill weak souls with the specialties that you have been given by the Father through your pure feelings and elevated desires. Your task is to be a constant embodiment of pure feelings and elevated desires. To have elevated feelings does not mean that you can become influenced by the one for whom you have these elevated feelings. Don't make this mistake. Sometimes, while making progress, you have been making this mistake. To become influenced by them means to become their devotee. To surrender yourself to their virtues means that you become their devotee. So, your pure feelings must be unlimited. To have a special pure feeling for especially one soul is also to be limited. There is loss in being limited, but no loss when you become unlimited. At present, the duty of you children to make weak souls powerful through your pure vibrations and the pure atmosphere you create on the basis of the powers you have attained. Do you constantly remain busy in this duty? The time for giving courses has now gone by. It is now the time to fill souls with the course of force. Many others have now been prepared to give the course. Therefore, you should concentrate on doing the service of making the atmosphere powerful, because day by day the atmosphere of the world is becoming more and more devilish. Because this is her last chance, Maya too is using all her weapons, mantras, and magic. She will of course attack you. She will not bid you farewell just like that. Therefore, in the midst of such an atmosphere, you must make the atmosphere of your service places spiritual and powerful. For example, the atmosphere of the temples of the non-living idols automatically attracts all types of souls towards itself, and thus peaceless souls are able to become peaceful for a temporary period. Since there is such an atmosphere in that place of non-living idols, imagine how powerful the atmosphere should be at the service places where all of you exist in the living form. Therefore, check each day to see whether the atmosphere is powerful. Whosoever come to you should be able to go beyond gross and wasteful things. The reason why there are still many types of obstacles and gross feelings as you move along is that your atmosphere there is still gross. When your atmosphere is spiritual, then even those who come with gross matters will change themselves just as they change for the short time they are in the temples of those non-living idols. However, here it is a matter of all the time, because you are in the living form, whereas those are non-living idols. You must no longer just make a list of lectures and exhibitions, but also check whether your atmosphere is powerful. What is the method to make your atmosphere powerful? The method is to make spiritual endeavor for your Avyakt form. You should pay constant attention to this. You would pay attention to whatever you are making spiritual endeavor for. If you are making the spiritual endeavor of standing on one leg, your attention would be on that. So, this spiritual endeavor means to pay constant attention to tapasya. Check whether you are an Avyakt angel. If you yourself have not become this, how are you going to make others this? Continue to understand and follow the signals that you receive from the Father. Now, the time for asking how to make effort has gone by. If you are still asking this question, what will those who are yet to come do? Therefore, Adopt even one method of the various different tactics you have been given for making effort, and you will become successful and also be able to make others successful. So now, finish the language off. What should I do? How should I do this? Every day, you receive in the Murli the response of what you have to do and how you have to do it. If you are still asking this question, it means that you lack the power to put the Murli into practice. Bap Dada still considers all of you serviceable children to be his equal companions, that is, to be his friends. Therefore, he congratulates his friends. However, you now have to become embodiments of success like your friend. If one friend is constantly an embodiment of success, but the other is moving along slowly, how can the two friends walk along hand in hand? Friends means companions. Those who walk behind you are not called friends. If the father is close to the destination, but his children keep on stopping and starting, then instead of reaching their destination, they will enter the line of the observers. You are not like this, are you? You are those who will go with the Father, are you not? Bap Dada, meeting groups. Do all of you consider yourselves to be the luckiest of all children? Do you feel that souls of the world outside cannot attain anything that you have seen and attained? Those souls are thirsty for even one drop, whereas you have become master oceans. Therefore, you are the luckiest of all, are you not? Do you constantly continue to progress while considering this to be your fortune? Do you remember this throughout the whole day, or do you forget while busy with your family? You never forget something that becomes yours. You have a right over something that belongs to you. You have made the Father belong to you, and you therefore have a right over him. Anyone who has this right would never forget this. The easy way to have constant remembrance while living at home with your family, pravruti, is to maintain an attitude of being beyond parvruti. This attitude, beyond, means to be soul conscious. Those who are constantly stable in their stage of soul consciousness are constantly detached and loving to the Father. No matter what such a person does, he will feel that he has not been doing any work but has just been playing a game. You enjoy yourself when playing games, and you therefore find everything easy. So, you are simply playing a game while living at home with your family. There is no bondage. Together with love and cooperation, add power. Then, when you have the balance of all three, you will be able to take a high jump. In this new year, make yourself equal to the Father in a practical way and become a light and might house and show the path to all desperate souls. Maintain your aim of definitely having to give something or another to all souls, whether it is liberation or liberation in life. Give those who belong to the section of liberation the Father's introduction and grant them the blessing of liberation. In this way, you will become a great donor and a bestower of blessings for everyone. You are serving your own places, but you must now become an unlimited world benefactor. While sitting somewhere, you can serve the whole world through the atmosphere and the vibrations from the power of your mind. Create such a powerful attitude that you become able to create such an atmosphere. Blessing, may you be a well-wisher of the self and bring about self-transformation by thinking of your subtle weaknesses. Simply to repeat points of knowledge, to listen to them, and to relate them to others is not contemplating the self. To contemplate the self means to think about your subtle weaknesses and small mistakes and to end them and so transform yourself. This is what it means to be a well-wisher of the self. All you children are able to churn knowledge very well, but you only receive marks in the final result by using this knowledge to transform the self and become an embodiment of dharana. Slogan: as well as being a bestower of teachings, become merciful and cooperative. Om Shanti.